Welcome to Sharing My Truth with Mel and Susie, the uncensored version, where we bear it all.
We do. And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sharing My Truth Pod. You're here with Mel and Susie. We're back again. And here's a sweet little reminder to subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening to it. You guys can go follow us on our socials, Share My Truth Pod, TikTok, YouTube. You can watch us, and Instagram. Chat with us there. You can go to sharemytruth.com where you can actually share your own truths with us. Go send us an email, send us a voicemail. We want to hear your truths and opinions from you. Hey, babes.
Hello, darling.
Hey. Gorgeous.
Hello, darling.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girl. She's wearing red, everyone, for the holiday season.
I'm very festive. I'm not actually. I just like wearing red.
She's a blonde. She looks great in red. It's fine.
It's a red.
Yes, you do. I love it. I do too. What if we coordinate one day?
Oh, yes.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Wear a little red. I'll wear a little red scarf. You'll wear a little red shirt. You know what I mean?
Very good.
It's very sexy.
I'm with you. Excellent.
We're gonna do a quick little epi today. I found this hilarious article.
Yes.
That I need to get our audience's opinion on. Because I actually have seen, I follow some of these like fashion like publications on Instagram and stuff like that. I think it was on Who What Wear. And it's about like it's following these I think they're like theater stars, like they're Broadway stars, Broadway actors, and it's a gay guy and a woman, and they got married. Okay.
I think they're on TikTok as well. Has he got dark hair and she's like blonde?
She's blonde, yeah.
Short hair?
I think so.
Yeah.
I forget their names, but so I found this article, and it's from a place called Dazed Magazine, and it's called Lavender Marriages. Lavender marriages are gay guy with a straight woman. Why young people are now pining for platonic love. And they say, as the world of dating becomes more bleak and the loneliness crisis continues, could gay men and straight women shacking up be the answer?
Well, I mean,
what do you think?
I mean, look, if it works for you. I mean, I do get it, because I think a lot of people are like, you get married, the sex doesn't last, so what's the point of that? Just go and have lots of partners and do the sex outside of it. And it's kind of the loneliness aspect of not having a partner, or the kind of companionship thing. And if you don't need to have sex with somebody to have that bit, right?
Here's my weird little thing about it. Why are you getting married?
That would be is an excellent point. Yeah. And
like,
why can't
you don't have to get married? You can just live together.
Yeah. I mean, if it's like a financial thing, I could completely understand. Like, you want to buy a house and you can't afford it, and you've got this great friend.
I mean, you can do that without getting married too.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But and one of you is gay, so that you're never going to have the complications of an intimate relationship. Then okay, that sort of maybe makes some sense. I can understand
I mean,
that.
like, obviously, like, your marriage, your choice, but it is very interesting to me. It's like, for sure, if you want a platonic relationship with someone you just like really respect, you're so sick of dating, you're so sick of trying to find a man in this fucking economy with like, who like maybe you just haven't found one that respects you, you haven't found someone compatible, and you have this amazing gay guy friend, and you're like, oh my God, like, I'm not like in love with him, like I want to fuck him, but I'm in love with him as a person.
Yeah.
And like, yes, like that's amazing. But like, why don't we just live together and then like be happy like that? And then possibly if you do find a straight guy who you want to fuck and is really great and you want to date, then you don't have to get a divorce from your gay husband.
Are they marrying because they think they want children? Not obviously they might have.
I have no idea,
but they want children, and so obviously you only need to do it once. They don't have to keep doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, is that the point of it?
I truly have no idea. I wish I knew more about this topic. I think it's a very new like idea for me, because I'm just like, hold on, like you're actually gonna marry someone you could never have sex with?
It's like, what's the point?
What's kind of the point? You know, like you're literally never gonna have sex with this person. Like this gay man is not attracted. This like the woman could be attracted to the gay man, right? The gay man is not gonna fuck the woman.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. There are sort of two sides to the argument. Is that I think people think, you know, the statistics are something like 56 or something around that number percentage of marriages in the US, let's say, end up in divorce. So marriage is very hard to start with.
Right.
So if you take the thing that is the difficult bit out of it, which is basically sex, and therefore you're likely to stay married for longer, but then why are you getting married?
Yeah. So here's what this article says. Okay.
Let's hear.
They're like, what's the point of this? We want to ask. And they say, not to be too bleak, but a large proportion of relationships eventually become drained of sex anyways.
Yeah.
And then even if it takes decades to happen, like it might not be an inevitability, but it's likely trajectory. Some studies show that romantic love as a chemical feeling is doomed to fade after a certain length of time, and it's common for marriages to turn into something like sibling relationships, even when both parties are straight. So maybe you're just skipping a few years. I still don't really understand it. Like you still need to. You're still sexual beings, obviously.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
especially, maybe not especially, but like especially the gay guys. Like,
Yeah.
the gay men I know love sex.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's okay. But obviously like women go in ebbs and flows of like their sexual desires and like you know, wanting to have sex. But I just think it would be, you know, like are you sleeping in the same bed at night? I want to know the logistics of it. Like it's really boggling my mind a bit.
Is it like mostly for companionship so that, you know, you have somebody to go on vacation with and somebody to do stuff with and all that
See,
kind of
that's
stuff?
what I don't understand. Just be roommates then.
Yeah, but maybe if you want to kind of financially do something together or buy a house or I don't know, taxes. I don't know.
Taxes.
I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
know.
honestly
It's
taxes.
like it's
In the US, maybe it's taxes. No?
yeah,
Your taxes go down if you get
depending on-
married?
It's a good question. It depends on the state, probably. I don't know. I mean, I think, well, you can obviously do things with that. Like if you have income, you can split your income and all this sort of stuff. I don't think it's that. I think it's just everyone is getting a bit depressed about the whole dating thing.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's like we're all just overthinking it and it really isn't
100%.
that bad.
And we're all
talking about it
sick
too
of the
much.
apps and we're just like, I fucking can't stand this anymore. I hate dating losers, or I just can't find someone who I'm connecting with.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck it. Why can't I just marry my friend? Like, I actually have said that. And I mean, it is because like she's an immigrant and I would just marry her to like, for her to be able to live in this country legally. But I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I just marry her and we would have a great fucking life together and we would sleep with other people. It would be very platonic.
And then you'd have friendship and you'd have somebody who supports you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think that's the big thing is that people don't misunderstand about marriage. If you're in a good marriage, is the support system, right? Is somebody has your back. So life is tough. Life is hard. And there are moments when if you're on your own, it's difficult. And it's nice to have somebody, you know, and the older you get, so the sort of further away you get from those sort of young kind of university age, the more people start to couple off.
For sure.
The more like on Saturday night, oh, I'm not going out on Friday, you know, that kind of thing. So the more alone you get, right? If you don't have a partner or whatever. And I think it just gets more and more prevalent. And I think I saw this thing today, this guy was going on about how he just it's like, I cannot be bothered with dating. That's it. I'm done. And he was like a nice looking guy. I was like, I can't be bothered to have another conversation about what do you do? He's like, I just can't do it. I cannot do it. I don't want to do it. And you're like, well, that's pretty negative then. And okay, I get it, but then you're not going to meet anyone.
Well, like, so I think this is about like, you don't want to have kids, right? Like, you get married to your gay husband and you don't need kids.
Yeah, but
you don't
want
to have kids.
Because I do know people where they've got married.
Yeah.
But it's normally she's lesbian and he's gay, and they
Hmm.
both want kids, and they've got married to raise
She's lesbian and he's gay?
Yeah.
Okay.
and they've got married to raise the children. So they've done the deed, probably not with sex,
Okay.
but have done the deed, turkey-based deed, had
Yeah.
the children. But they like each other, so they stay married, but then they have other things on the side.
Right.
But they marry for the children.
Right.
And because they like each other and for finances and
No,
all the
for
rest of it.
sure.
So I think it could be different things. But I just think it's all a bit sort of sad, really. It's a bit depressing, isn't it? To me, it's like, okay, I can't be bothered anymore. The whole thing is useless. We're doomed. So we'll do this.
No, so like what they said earlier, obviously it's like, okay, well, yeah, obviously the sexual attraction is it's not going to be there forever like it was when you first met. But in my idea of it, and maybe this is super old fashioned of me, but you'd think that you'd want to start with some kind of sexual attraction
Of course.
first before you even get into a marriage, and not just like skip to the 30-year mark and just be fucking roommates and friends with them. Like, that's kind of why I broke up with my last boyfriend, is because we were acting as roommates at one point, and I
Yeah.
was so sick of it. I was like, what am I doing this?
Yeah.
I want someone who I can fuck like crazy and be super
Yeah.
passionate about
Yeah.
and like absolutely love.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that,
What's the point?
what is the point of a marriage is all I'm saying. It's like, also because marriage is such a like a, old fashioned idea even,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, why are we trying to change marriage into something? Why even get married at all?
Well-
if it's not maybe for tax reasons or whatever, but like, why
Yeah.
even do that?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think the other thing is people talk about this thing about sex becoming less. I think sex changes, and it probably will always inevitably be less than at the beginning. Because when you first meet somebody, it's all very exciting. And you do that thing where you block the world out, don't you? When
Yeah.
you first meet somebody, all the kind of normal shit that interferes with your life, somehow you block it out because you're into this person so much. And then the more you're with that person, and let's say you move in and it all becomes kind of normal, well, then normal things happens, like, the bills come through the door, and, you have to pay the mortgage or the rent, or, and you have to go to the supermarket and all these boring things. And so real life creeps in, right?
Yeah.
And the more real life creeps in, the less time you have. And then, of course, the focus away from maybe hyper passionate sex goes away.
Yeah.
But it's only because of that. It's only normal because at the beginning you're in a bubble, right?
Mhm.
And then the bubble has to burst because you have to live in the world. We
Yeah.
all have to pay the mortgage or the rent, or most of us do. And so the life has to come in,
Yeah.
and life creates stress, and life takes up time.
Yeah.
And blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't mean you don't still want or desire or love each other. Maybe it changes. But like you said, yeah, why would you want to skip the fun bit at the beginning?
That's the
bit-
only bit that
Yeah.
that
The
makes a big
bit
deal to me.
And the bit that got you kind of together, and it's not, and it will be different as you go along, but it keeps you together. That
I have
thing
no-
that
and-
that's where you were, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like maybe for whatever reason it's like a deeper connection than even I can comprehend, right?
Mhm.
Like that's a possibility where it's like they don't even need sex because the compatibility and like the friendship is so strong that they're like, we just want to spend our lives together because like we know that we're just like, that's what's going to hold this together. But at the same time, I'm like, what's like, what the base of that is just friendship.
Exactly. And so what's the point? And also people, what if like somebody comes along, so let's say it's a straight woman and a gay man, I think is that what we said. And what if the gay man meets the love of his life,
Yeah.
and what if the straight woman meets, then what happens? Then
Like you get divorced, I'm assuming.
then what's the point of it?
Or
And
you just get into a polyamorous relationship.
yeah, but you
Maybe
could
they're
have,
all just fucking each other.
yeah, but that seems like you've added
And
a
then
layer
it
of,
gets fun.
Yeah. You've added a real layer of complication there, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I would way rather be married to a hot, gay, incredible husband than a shitty fucking straight guy who like takes advantage of me and doesn't respect or want me.
Sure.
but that would never, I would most likely, I'm hoping, I would never let that happen anyways.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's like,
if you're in a relationship with a man and a man doesn't desire you, these are it's a huge problem.
yeah.
I mean, you know, in my life, my husband says to me every day how much he loves me. He tells me every day
You're a princess.
he does.
You're a princess.
He tells
you're a
me
queen.
I am. And he tells me every day that I'm his world, I'm his life. He loves me and he couldn't be without me.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's telling the truth.
Guys, you guys don't know Mel, but you kind of do. She
Um,
is the world. She's the world.
Oh.
She is.
So if to feel that is a big thing to feel, and obviously I give that love back to him, but to be in a way,
no, I'm just kidding.
but to feel that love makes you feel, you know, pretty great, and it makes you feel that the world's like all these horrible, nasty dragons and people out there, but I'm okay because together we can do it. And that sounds a bit, get the violins out and whatever.
No,
but I mean, that's what it should feel like. Am I telling you that in 25 years, every single nanosecond has been amazing? Of course not. Has he annoyed me? Yes. Have I annoyed him? Yes, on a daily basis. But I love him. And he loves me, and he tells me all the time. It's very sweet. He tells me all the time I'm beautiful and blah blah blah. And I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks because that's all that matters to me, right? But that feeling is why you're in a relationship. So all the difficult stuff, you're here for this stuff, which is most of the time for me. It makes you invincible.
Yeah.
It's very important. So if you don't start with that or you don't feel that, that's where a lot of problems come.
Well, I just feel like there's nothing better than like, you know, the simple things of like a really great, amazing sexual, like healthy sexual relationship, like waking up with them on like a Sunday morning, having amazing, slow, sexy sex, sexy sex on a Sunday morning. That's my favorite. Like, just like not having to try about anything. It's just like, there's nothing else in the world but you guys. You know what I mean?
And they love you and they
And it's
desire and
just
they
like-
want you and you the same.
Yes, it's like that sexual desire is there.
yeah.
So here, you're literally taking that even out of the equation. Like that's,
No.
it's just like, it bothers me. I'm like, I just don't want these straight women to feel like this is the answer to all these horrible men out there. It's like, they're not all horrible men. Like,
Yeah,
maybe we're just giving up too quickly. Maybe that's naive of me to say. I'm like, they're not all horrible men. Let's just open our minds a little bit to, you know, a possibility of someone who maybe you're not traditionally attracted to. But it doesn't have to be a gay man.
Well, exactly. I mean, look, there's plenty of horrible men, but there are plenty of horrible women. I mean, let's be frank. I mean, let's be frank. It's not like one-sided.
Oh my God.
I think also this thing, and obviously we've talked about, and lots of people are talking about, is the fact that women particularly have these ideas that they all have to, the guy has to make like $1 million a year and he has to drive this car, like my accent.
Yes.
And he has to look like whoever we can think is
John Hamm.
Right, John Hamm.
Celebrity crush.
Is he your brother?
He's one of them, yeah.
Okay. Is he married?
Dick.
But every time you say his name, you say huge dick, which of course you have no proof of whatsoever.
I do. I have proof.
Only. Yeah.
Look up gray sweatpants. John Hamm gray sweatpants. But I'm assuming he has a beautiful wife. Yeah.
Yeah, probably does. Now I'm thinking about sweatpants. But what was I talking about?
These women all want a lot of things.
Yeah. It's like this. How about there's lots of really nice men out there that don't make $1 million that could treat you really well. Do they really need to make $1 million? You could do quite well with less than $1 million.
It's hard to say. It's hard
maybe you could make some money too, and then you'd be fine.
Us making money, Mel. Women in tech.
Exactly. It's like how there's so many wonderful people.
Yeah.
Maybe just not have such a totally idea of exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And maybe, especially if you're young, you got to start somewhere and go somewhere. You know, there aren't too many girls who are meeting, you know, the guy who set up Snapchat or the guy who, I'm sorry to say that they're you know, or the female versions.
Well, I think there is something to say about like, it's much nicer to find someone you actually like and are attracted to than just someone who has money. I think that's
oh my God, yeah.
Still, that's a lot of, but I don't think all women are looking for super rich, they have
No,
to be
I
rich,
don't
they have to
think
be
they
hot,
are.
they have to have all these things. I actually don't think that's true. I think they just want to feel like they're taken care of and loved
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end of
no,
the day.
maybe that, yeah, maybe that's a fair point. But I do think that women, I think men also have ridiculous expectations.
For
Like they
sure.
all think they're going to be going out with can we think of somebody who
Miranda
well,
Kerr,
Miranda? Oh, right,
hot
yes,
Australian babe,
yeah,
married to Snapchat guy.
yes, exactly. That's very very
That's
good.
why I got
Very
it.
good. And I'm sorry, we don't obviously, well, I certainly don't look like Miranda Kerr. So there are a lot
Well-
of very attractive women. They don't all have to be perfect. Like you're not perfect. Maybe open your eyes, broaden your horizons. Ooh.
Wow.
And
Losing
but I
my
mean,
nipples here.
that is part of the app thing, isn't it? That it makes you kind of zoom in so much to all these things that actually are very superficial, and so you've zoomed into this shit before you've met them, which I think creates a lot of the problems. Whereas
Yeah.
when we traditionally met in real life, and we've talked about this many times, but when you meet somebody in real life, they can actually often not be traditionally what you find attractive, or traditionally what you have in your head. You should have this job and they should be doing this, or they should, or whatever it is. You just find them very appealing, very attractive. They're nice to talk to you, sorry, and there's a chemistry, right? And often you don't even know what it is, but you need to meet in real life. People need to go out and do
100%
that.
agree. And that's why I've gotten off the apps.
Yeah.
I just cannot
Yeah.
stand it. And I think that's not only how a lot of women feel, but how a lot of men feel
Yeah.
now
Oh,
too, right?
definitely,
Where
yeah.
it's just like, it's not like I'm not meeting anyone good on there. Like, I'm sure all these guys are great. It's just the fact that, like, I'm just like, I don't want to fucking talk and text and
Yeah.
then maybe meet and they're maybe okay. It's like if you meet them right then and there, or you get set up by a friend who knows you and knows the other person, it just feels a lot nicer, like a oh, this kind of gives me a little more butterflies than it's like these apps make it feel so transactional. I'm just like, this is what I know about you. This is what you know about
Yeah.
me. Let's kind of see who else we know. Let's, see what other things we have in common. It's very unorganic.
Yeah, it's very algorithmic. I mean, I can
Ugh.
think of a story. I think I was telling you this recently. A friend of mine, a friend of hers who's male, and he's just got divorced, went on the apps to try and meet somebody. He's like a really nice guy, and he's got some money, but he's a very nice guy. And he just wants to meet a woman and just kind of go out, and he's got no set idea. He just kind of wants to get over his divorce, and maybe he'll meet somebody who he'll have a life with, and maybe he'll just go out and have fun. I mean, that's pretty much it, and I think that's pretty healthy attitude. And he meets up with this woman, or whatever, connects. What's the thing? Connects,
Matches,
swipes, matches. That's the word. With this woman,
yeah,
and she's younger than him, sort of in her, I think, mid-40s.
yeah.
And they literally have dinner, and he's like, she just became a psycho. They start talking, and she immediately starts talking about children and wanting children. And he's like, I don't want children. I have children, grown children. And he was quite nice about it. And she apparently just went nuclear on him and was just like, how dare you waste my time?
No,
And you should have told me, and I've come here and I've got ready, and he's just like, whoa, I was just coming for dinner. Like, just like, holy shit, relax. And I assume on his profile, I mean, I don't know, but it was just so bizarre. And I think that's the bizarre thing about apps, is that, you would meet somebody in a normal setting, you'd have a conversation, you'd have a couple of dates. If you did want children, then you'd fear, okay, maybe we're not kind of for each other. But you don't meet somebody in the first dinner and go off on them.
No.
You maybe have that dinner and you think they're very nice, but they're not for me. But do them the courtesy, if they're a nice person, of having dinner and not being a psycho.
Yeah.
And I think it creates all sorts of problems. That's for sure. Yeah. In that sense. But yeah, there you go. It creates psychos, I think.
No, it does. And like, even if you are on the apps, whenever if I see someone, like when I was on them, like if someone has too much information on it, then I just don't even want to swipe on them either. Like if it's too much information on like who they are, what they want, what their astrology signs are, it's like, this is too much information. I don't want to know all this about you.
Yeah.
It also just seems like you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, show me your name, show me your age, you
Yeah.
know, maybe what you do for work, or like,
Yeah.
you know, maybe one more piece of information, what you like to do for fun, or like something interesting about you. And that's it. I don't need to know all of these things.
Yeah, no, I don't need to know that, you like hiking and you need a partner who hikes with you every Sunday or golfs or all this shit. No, this is the stuff that you work out
Yeah.
if you stay together. Like, chill.
Chill.
Chill out. I want to know that you're kind of a nice, interesting person. I'm attracted to you.
But
And
then
obviously, that's different for everyone. That maybe you want to know their profession because, maybe if you're a corporate lawyer, you can't see yourself dating I don't know, a landscape gardener. I don't know.
But
Maybe
then
that's a good thing.
if you want a compatible person, is the answer then a lavender marriage where you're like, well,
Yeah.
I absolutely love makeup and getting ready and hanging out and going for nice dinners. And I know I have that with all of my amazing gay guy friends. So maybe the answer is just to marry one of those.
Yeah, because your girlfriends that you do it with, they'll eventually meet a guy and then they kind of ditch you and spend more time with the guy. Whereas your gay husband, but then what happens when he goes and sees his guy?
Well, yeah, I mean, you just
So maybe he
you
comes
just
back
you
again.
send him off. You give
I
him a
say,
snack.
off you
and
go
yeah,
Thursdays and Sundays,
yeah.
and I'll see you the rest of the time.
And they get a date night. I'm sure they're so much fun. Honestly, maybe I am into this lavender marriage thing.
Do you think? I mean, gay men generally are hilarious.
So fucking fun.
I mean, and also I think in a fun way, gay men they're like outrageous, and I really like that because they can say stuff
that no one else can say.
Particularly straight people cannot say.
Of course.
And I actually really like that. I think it's
Yeah.
absolutely hilarious.
They talk about sex way more.
Oh my God, yes.
They're way more
All
in
the
tune
time.
with other people, and they fucking hate other people way more. It's just way more fun to be around them.
The sort of bitchiness is
So-
very funny.
So refreshing.
Yeah, it's very amusing. I think the level of chatting is great.
Yeah.
Which you will never get with a straight man.
Fuck
so
no.
maybe we're selling it to well, not to me, obviously. It's
Not
a
to
bit
you.
late.
You could have a gay husband on the side, though.
Yeah, I could move to Utah and be one of those a Mormon. And
Oh
then
my God.
And my second husband.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
but no,
all
it's
of the
wives,
guys,
isn't it?
Yeah, but all the
Utah, it's
guys
not.
there are gay for sure anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, but that's the point. This is another episode. It's many wives and one husband, isn't polygamy? It's never. Why is it never many husbands and one wife?
There has been.
Really?
It's not like it's never been done.
Where?
I've seen it on the interweb.
On Netflix.
On the Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to know about that.
Well,
I don't want to do it.
I want to know if you guys know anyone in a gay weird relationship that maybe
Yeah.
they're gay and maybe they're married to a straight person. That would be crazy. And I'm hoping that the straight person knows that they're married to a gay person. But
I really do, because obviously,
and like maybe these women are less sexual than maybe myself or even you are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It would definitely work if you're asexual.
If you would so work if
It
you're
would be
asexual.
perfect. Marry a gay man.
Marry a gay man.
He would have to
Of
only.
course. Be okay with that.
He'd have to go and have his little sexual interactions and then come back to you.
Yeah.
But that would work. Or you could all live together.
And you'd have a fabulous house.
You'd have an amazing
Imagine
house.
that apartment.
So clean.
Oh my God. So well put together.
And if I tell you one thing, if I was married to a gay man that I would really like is the towels. My husband is incapable of putting a towel on a rail.
Fucking God,
and-
what is with that?
And like getting it out so
Yes.
it dries. It's sort of all the tea
They
towels
like
in
to
the
put it
kitchen.
on the door, like on the door
Yeah,
corner.
or they do this thing.
Why?
Like I fold them all lovely, and he just goes shrunk, and it goes. And I spend my life unscrunching towels and tea towels.
I think it would be great if you had a gay husband. They would always make you a great martini.
Yeah, I don't like martinis.
No, but like a great cocktail then.
Yeah, a great
At the end of the night,
and they like
they'd have the fucking cocktails
Yeah.
ready to go.
and like as you know, I love china and I love glasses and accoutrement.
oh, and they would
they'd love-
appreciate it
they'd
so
love all of
much.
that,
Okay,
wouldn't
that's it. I'm getting a gay
Okay, that's
husband.
it. We're done.
We're taking applications for gay husbands for Mel and myself. Sorry, Max, you're not a part of this anymore. But yeah, guys, if you have any thoughts on this, maybe lavender marriages are for you too.
I know, maybe.
Maybe we got to do some more research. There better be. Maybe that's an app.
Oh my god!
Oh my God, we have to make it.
Oh my God, that's such a good idea.
If we don't do it, guys, please
Don't
take this
anybody
idea.
steal the idea.
Make the app Lavender Love.
I love
That's it.
Sold.
Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for hanging out with us. and go to sharemytruth.com if you guys want to talk to us there about this.
Bye.
We love ya.
Sharing My Truth Pod is so excited to partner with Vibrator.com, where the A in Vibrator is the number 8. This is an extremely exclusive code where no other podcast has it. If you go to Vibrator.com right now, use the code MS15, that's MS15 at Vibrator.com. You can now get 15% off anything in store. That's any sex toys for you, your partner, your neighbor, your mom. We don't judge. We don't care. Get it now. Go to the link in our bio, put in the code, and get jiggy with it.
Thanks so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast and follow us on social at Sharing My Truth Pod, and leave us a voicemail on our website, sharingmytruth.com, to share your stories and experiences with us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.